In a resource-based economy, we would make all the resources of the world, that is the nations that join us, available to everyone. There would be no scientific elite or technical elite or any other type of elitism. There'd be no heroes. All people would be trained or educated to understand our relationship to nature. If you violate that relationship, it won't work. All man-made laws are artificial. We have to study our relationship to nature. If we damage the air, we damage ourselves. If we damage the oceans, we damage ourselves. If we cut down the forest, we damage our ability to maintain health. So I would say that the history of civilization is a ruthless history of men killing other men for no other reason than your God is different than mine. And they kill and murder and torture, always the same story. The history of civilization is the history of ignorance. And I would say every university in America, although better equipped than they've ever been in the past, our wars are getting worse. The bombs today are thousands of times more devastating than the bombs of the past. So what good is all this technology if you don't have the wisdom to use it to enhance the lives of everybody? Anything less than that will not work. Trying to patch up this system is artificial. It's crude, it's vulgar, it is old, it doesn't have any answers. As long as the monetary system survives, you're going to have problems. With money, yes, it does produce incentive. It also produces incentive for corruption, embezzlement, and also taking care of your friends and taking care of yourself. When people seek advantage by money, you can't have a decent world. When you have wars and people make millions of dollars selling submarines, I'm talking about billions of dollars, and aircraft carriers, then war becomes a terrific business. It's really a racket. When they conscript a person to offer their lives to defend this country, they should conscript all the war industries so no one makes a buck out of war. Then it's real. I've never known a war of that kind.
Jack, can you describe what your future would be like?
The future? People would study whatever they wanted to study. There'd be art centers, music centers, cultural centers, open to everyone without a price tag. There'd be no banks, no investment brokers, no advertising, no commercials, no armies, no navies, no prisons, and no police. When humans have access to the necessities of life, they do not steal. If you don't understand that, imagine people living near a big waterfall with fresh water, lots of it. No one comes at night and steals water. When people have access to the necessities of life, they do not steal. This system is one of increasing debt, human suffering, and also freedom. The word freedom means you're responsible for whatever you do. I say that people are not responsible. I feel that if normal people were raised as babies by the headhunters of the Amazon, they would be headhunters. If you took a Jewish baby and raised him in Nazi Germany by a Nazi family, he would be a Nazi. That people reflect their culture. If you don't understand that, people raised in Italy speak and use their hands when they speak. Same in France. Come on, eat, it's a good food. But that is not a unique quality of the individual. That's what he picks up from his environment. If you're raised in Ireland, say you're Spanish, and you raise this baby in Ireland, you say that's a fine Irish lad. He's taking good care of his family. As fine an Irishman as you can achieve. Surely all that they say is picked up from environment. So when you're a Southerner, brought up in an uneducated region of the South, you say, I'm going to give me a nigger and I'm going to kick his ass. All that is reflective of culture. There's no such thing as individuality. All they talk about, will there be place for individuality? Will there be a place for tradition? If traditions serve useful purposes, yes. If they're obsolete and irrelevant, no.